best way to show you how to edit this is by editing it. So what I want to do is create a design where I can just compare several logic gates. So I'm going to get rid of some things that I don't need. I'm clicking the delete button, and I'm just going to click on an item and then press delete. All right, and then I'm going to click on the wires that I don't need. Okay. I'm going to want that ground for later. I'm just going to be working with 2 inputs. See, I can highlight that wire and then just delete it. But you can see that you've got to draw, it's highlighted between the power supply and the input, from each pin to each pin. You can see as I'm deleting it how that works. Okay. So just to get used to it, I will add back an inverter. A should be, will allow me to add things. We're also pressing this. And if I scroll down, there's my NOT gate. And I just click on it and drag it where I need to go. And I'm going to place it up here. Now it automatically enters into drawing mode, and I want this input in 0. So I have to just click right on that little port and then draw it. Now that might not be a great place for that wire later. And so what you have to do is kind of anticipate, and rather than just click from port to port, you click on the vertex where you want things to be. And now I want this to be on the output. And now we don't have the 7 segment. I'd like to have an LED, which is fine. They have LEDs. Now I'm just going to see if I can rotate. Nope, I can rotate it. But I wanted to flip it. That's okay. So I'm going to tie one end to ground, and then this output. Okay, the lines don't short as you cross them. Think of them being insulated wires. All right. So if I've done everything correctly, I should just be able to turn that LED off and on. So of course, run the simulation. It's on because the input is off, and it inverts. Right. And I can also put an LED on the input to see what's happening rather than rely with this dip switch box. So then we can stop. Now, let's see, what would an AND gate look like? There's an AND gate. I drag it over. And I want to use the same inputs. So I have a choice. I can click from here to that port, or follow the line this way to that port. Here. I'd rather So we can add another LED. And I can just drag that down right to that port. I can share that port. All right, so we can simulate it. Right. So that turns the LED off. Both inputs are on. So the AND gate is on. Right, if I turn either one of these off, that's off. So they both have to be high for that to be high. It might be getting a little confusing here. So you can click on that wire after stopping the simulation and choose the color of the wire. I can even choose the color of the LED, right? If you're trying to keep a track of what everything is going on. So let's just add one more classic gate. And I'm trying to, might seem that I'm wiring this. You know, you can see that I kind of went around. It's just because I'm trying to keep it simple. Okay. So let's run the simulation. Turn everything off. Inverter is off, so input is off, output is high. Notice this will turn on as long as at least one is high. Right? And the final one would be an XOR where only one can be on, or the inputs have to be different. But that, now with that, you should know how to manipulate things, or if you get given a schematic, you can draw it. Now when we make the ASIC, these things aren't included. Really, the chip has these inputs, and it has these outputs, and it has what you want in between.